Hi, and thank you for watching Targeted West. This is show number 166. TargetedWest.com is our website. You can find out all information about me in this call. You can see previous videos of our show, and you can like, subscribe, and make comments on the video you're watching now on your favorite platform, which would be great if you could do that. This is a like-minded group of people who are involved with V2K and other technologies, including directed energy weapons, which includes a book we're talking about tonight about that very topic. Again, my name is DJ Chris. I'm your host and moderator. I'm in Lodi, California. It's 76 degrees right now. It's going to be open mic tonight with the Quick Book Club at 6:45. And we'll just chill out tonight and have a good time. Of course, the book club is where you want to go. If you want to join the book club, you can for free. It's bookclubs.com/TIBookClub/join. Anyway, it's Memorial Day weekend, and I'm here in my trusty camper as usual in RV park, so I would be lucky to have a spot right now because this place is packed. Every RV park is packed. This is one of the main holidays for campers. They're maiden voyage for the summer. Most people only take these campers out 4 or 5 times a year. I made mine year-round, even when I had a house down the street before I hitched off a granny. I had sat in my RV in the parking lot of my backyard driveway, so I couldn't get away from camping. It's an old thing that goes back to my childhood. I had a really good time with my neighbors, and I had a chance to have a camper at one time when I was younger, so it was pretty cool. Anyway, it's open mic. If you'd like to talk, come on in. Huggy Bear's here. We got all sorts of folks, and we've got open mic. So, Laura, what are you doing for the holiday tomorrow? Her mic went poop. Well, I'm sure she'll be back. But anyway, what are you all doing tomorrow for the holiday? I'm going to do nothing at all. That's what I'm going to do. Not doing anything whatsoever. What are you doing out there in the audience? You'll be watching this recording on Memorial Day. You'll probably be saying, I'm not doing much of anything. Well, what can you do when you're in a world where everything is so expensive and you're being targeted all the time, financially stripped through asset stripping? They do it directly and indirectly. Sometimes they get you to buy things you don't really need. And then, of course, there's a lot of pressure from TV and audio media. Hey, Laura, are you there?
I am here, and I don't know why my mic does that, but I'm spending time with my family.
Well, you got to talk nice to the mic, and it'll be nicer next time. So what are you doing tomorrow? Since you already did a whole bunch of things, are you going to do anything tomorrow?
I am. I'm going to spend time with my family tomorrow. TIs that I talked to about this today, it was kind of funny because...
That's right. You had a get-together in Colorado.
Well, sometimes they have a hard time spending time with their family because they don't believe them. I think this is a great topic because what I ended up telling, they don't have to believe you. They don't have to believe you. You'd like to think that you would believe them if they came to you with this, with the targeting. But what it came down to for me is if I wanted to spend time with my family, I had to put that, they don't need to believe me. They don't have to believe me. I just try to appreciate the time that I have with them and spend with them. So, yes, and I've been real successful with that the last couple of years. It's been hard because sometimes you're being heavily attacked or you have a lot of things going on and it's hard to just enjoy the time that you have with them and spend with them. But it's been really good. It's been really healing and successful for me. I know that you spend time with your cousins sometimes, or you talk to them or something.
I talk to them all the time, yeah, and they're down the street. We're going to all get together sometime.
And it's just so important, I think, because of the attack to the family unit, you know what I mean, to try to keep those ties close, or, just not burnt bridges. I don't know how
Yeah,
to say it.
we had a Freemason in the family that messed everybody up, but we managed to survive.
And exactly, and if you can keep some of those relationships, that's a big deal for me. So that's what I'll be doing, is spending time with my family tomorrow.
Well, that's cool. I'll be spending time with the cats and over here with Mac G in the house, Tweeter, and we'll be chilling out, probably making burgers and fries and relaxing on our air fryer. Yeah, we use that for everything.
You use the air fryer, huh? Cool.
Yeah, we don't barbecue outside. I gave my barbecue away.
Cool. Well, so that's what I'll be doing tomorrow.
Well, I envy y'all, and I think
well, that sounds good.
wonderful.
Steve, what do you think, Steve? Do you think you would get together with your family?
If they were alive, I would. So, y'all are real lucky, and, I'm glad you're taking advantage of it, and that's wonderful. A lot of us have lost everybody, so.
My cousin actually knows about TargetedWest.com and may actually be on this call listening. So, hello to my cousins. Yeah, they tune in. They've got open mind, because you have to understand, we're a family of MK Ultra, and my grandmother was MK Ultra, and so was my dad. So we all had B2K.
I'm thinking about that more and more, because my dad was a military policeman, and he spoke about it about 3 times in his life in front of me. So I don't know.
Yeah, there's a mighty force. There's a mighty force in this world that you can't reckon with. That's out there in the shadows, that watches everything and comes after you if your nail sticks up too high.
Yeah. So my latest technique is just, I don't give them anything to work with, so I seem to be okay about that, and it works out fine.
So you keep a low key.
I missed what you said. I was muting.
Oh, you keep a low key.
Yeah, I just don't. You know how talkative I am, of course, and I used to like to rub it in on them, but I've learned to shut my mouth at home and say things. I'm going to do this, then I'm going to do that, but never anything specific, So it works for me, and if you try it, a day or two, you may be surprised. It's really. I'm constantly testing things and building a water wall right now. So.
A water wall. Whoa.
Yeah, I gotta know what's that.
Well,
are you like Phil Spector in the Wall of Sound?
Don't. I have nothing to do with Phil Spector.
Well, you got the wall of water. That must be muting something. Is it getting rid of the rays, the microwaves and such?
I'm just starting it. It's quite an undertaking, so I don't know. I'll let you know how it works.
Now, how are you making this device? Are you using a board and putting bags of water on it and securing them?
I don't know how I'm going to mount them, but so I take the thinnest water bottles you can find. I squeeze out half the water. I squirt in a little chlorine. Then get all the air out, squeeze it together, and I just keep making them. And I've made some small ones and they seem to work. But I'm just going to keep making them because I'm constantly drinking water because I don't have a faucet here. So
Yeah, those newfangled faucets are crazy anyway. Don't bother with it.
but listen, so no, I was told that by the Cyber Shield builder that electromagnetic pulse can't penetrate. It can get through 1/64th of a space. So a lot of people, when they're doing shielding, you can't have any gaps.
And you know, Stephen, you'll be so proud of me. I'm reading a book today about shielding, so I'm on your side today.
Yeah.
And
cool.
indeed, there's a lot to be said about shielding, for sure.
Well, I think that possibly you've been being hit, but you've been discounting it like most of the public that it's regular aches and pains and the normal aging. But I'm telling you, they were probably hitting you too. That's why your health has got bad for a bit.
You never know. Well,
I see you. When I used to watch you, I used to see you scratching your nose a lot, and that's one of the symptoms. They like to make sure it's working.
No, the reason why I scratch my nose a lot is because on my forehead they took the skin of that and replaced the skin that my dog bit off of my nose, so it's got this weird itch. I'm not joking. Yeah, it was a $99,000 operation, and I had been drinking, and I fell into him, and he bit a part of my nose off. Yeah.
And that's why you have cats now.
And that's why I have cats now. You got it figured out. You got it. And they jump on me and make scratches, but I live through it, and no cat scratch fever so far. I think I made Tranquility co-host. I don't think I did. Did I? No. I did do that. I am slow tonight. That's okay. Okay, Tranquility's on the board. If we have any trouble, she'll put you in the lobby for a little bit and let you relax. If you don't abide by being cool because it's a holiday and we don't need to get all ground up on issues. We don't do politics. We talk a little bit about religion, of course. It's a Sunday. But other than that, we just keep it cool. Been doing that for 3 years, and it works. It works. You get people that talk hard with definitive answers on everything, and I can tell you that in all the years I've been researching, I'm still not sure what's going on with any of this technology. It is quite sophisticated and beyond my scope of knowledge. Even if I research it till the day I die, I would have to learn 3 degrees of physics and other things just to get a basic glimpse at how this works. And it is way beyond radio frequencies in the Hertzian range. It's way beyond that. It's much deeper than that. A lot of pseudo technology, pseudoscience is used, they call it, which they are using, and they're hiding it as pseudoscience, so you cannot expose it. Because that's how they do it.
How you said talk hard. Talk hard. That's a good thing.
Yeah, I don't like when people talk hard, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like it chill, yeah.
Okay, so talk soft. But that was well said. There is
Did
a lot
I say
of
that?
Yes, you did. I don't think any of us, fully understand the whole scope of everything that's going on. Sometimes some of the things I've seen and experienced just aren't explainable.
I agree, yeah. And of course, to the normie person in the world, the whole idea of the fact that your brain can be hacked and remotely influenced and spoken into and monitored and manipulated is beyond what people would be able to fathom. That's when the cognitive dissonance kicks in and they're lost. There's no way they could comprehend this. It's so advanced. It's beyond anybody's scope.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Northern Lights this evening. Cool. You're listening to TargetedWest.com. This is DJ Chris, your moderator and host, and it's open mic tonight. If you'd like to talk, it's up to you. You talk. It's open mic. If you're new, if you're a regular, it doesn't matter. The mic is yours. Come on in.
Yes, Mr. Chris. This is Charlie.
Hello, Mr. Charlie. Charles in charge. Hello.
I think everyone's overlooking the bill in Nevada, the electronic torture bill. I think that's huge. If it passes to be law, I think it'd be just great for everyone here.
So tell us more about this bill.
Well, they're supposed to set up a task force to investigate electronic torture. Well, did you read the bill?
It's in Nevada. I haven't read the bill, no. But is this just in Nevada or all over the United States?
No, this is a state bill. It's Nevada.
Whoa.
I'm on page 10. It's 40 pages. I am impressed with it. I like it. I'm going to use parts of it.
So I think if it passes law, this will be huge.
Oh, God, yeah.
I know I'll be moving to Vegas if it does pass.
Would you move to Vegas if it passes?
Oh, yeah, in a heartbeat. You have recourse. You can call the police. You can show them the law. You know, they have a task force they're going to set up. You know, they talk about, the scarab wave and everything else. It's huge. And then maybe other states will start.
Does the law allow you to take someone to court if they break this new law?
I'm not sure, but it's got to get passed first. But it's a great initiative, and I want to run with it for sure.
I wish they'd have something in California like that. That would be great. And the United States.
But the thing is, just like, say there's the federal law against marijuana, right? It's classed the same thing as heroin is, as far as the feds go. Now, the states aren't recognizing the federal law, and the states will allow marijuana to be sold in the states. But the federal government's not going after them now. Now, this is a state law that they're passing, and all these states are passing laws, right, for neural rights. Since the states aren't observing federal law, what makes the states think that the federal should observe state law when federal law should trump? And I'm just playing devil's advocate here because that's how I look at it. The states don't observe federal law.
I like that idea that you are related it to the marijuana situation.
We're going to have a special task force set up. It's going to be called Electronic Torture Investigation meant only to investigate the victims of electronic torture and Havana syndrome. Within this special task force, they will be responsible for the following: fMR scans of the victim's whole body, with or without contrast. This is like huge.
Well, yeah, and we have to start somewhere. You know,
Blood analysis,
the Overton window.
Electronic weapons, electronic device or non-lethal weapons after the victim's body. But certain test runs for the victim use both high poise, low salt and high cholesterol, radiation levels, poison, nano. They even talk about nanotechnology in this still. Incredible.
That's incredible.
Simple blood tests and analysis can be drawn and also tell the electronic count of the blood cells and prove paramagnetic in the blood cells with conjunction to non-lethal weaponry that is being used on personal or individuals. This is incredible. There must have been a lot of people being tortured for this to go through the legislature in Nevada. If somebody would write this up, they knew what they were talking about more than what we do.
I agree.
And it's Nevada. I mean, Nevada is like so corrupt. It's pathetic, you know. I don't know how they, Nevada became the first state to do this. I would think California would be the first state to do this. Not Nevada, but once if Nevada falls,
California makes money off of this thing, so they wouldn't want that to end.
Yeah. Well, Anna Toledo thinks it's deep state Democrats are doing this, right?
That's her opinion, but my history tells me it's both left and right involved in it.
Yeah, well, deep state.
But I do believe that a lot of Democrats are deep state. Yes.
I think majority of them are Democrats. I think there are some Republicans. Mitch McConnell. I can agree.
And George Bush was one. Ashcroft, Rumsfeld, what's his name? Karl Rove, Wolfowitz, Dick Cheney. Yeah, they were all definitely involved in this, but not all Republicans are involved in it. Not this new group. No, not as much. Not any. It's all the old school ones. Mostly, I would agree. I have to agree with your assessment of that. It is a majority of Democratic. But we won't talk too much politics. Sorry, Democrats. But anyway, so what are you going to do, Charlie, for your week tomorrow, your holiday?
Sit here and try to protect myself from the radiation.
Are you still on the road?
No, I'm at my sister's place in Kentucky, but I'm going back on the road. I have to leave here, so I'll leave in next week. I got to find a place, an Airbnb somewhere. But they get,
So you'll be on the road again.
Yep. I'm on the road. Well, I gotta find a place. I was gonna head to the northwest, but I didn't see any houses relatively cheap. So I may head down to Tennessee.
Your audio's fading out, Charlie. You usually sound real loud and clear.
Sorry, I'm on my earpiece.
There, now I hear you.
Yeah. Put the mic closer to my mouth here.
That's Jen. Hey, Jen.
Hi. Gee whiz, you recognize my yawn? Sorry.
I know your vocal tone, yeah.
I have a question for everybody on the call.
Well, sure. And then I have a question about what are you going to do tomorrow for your holiday, but go ahead, you go first. You go first.
I'm going to make a vegan chocolate pie, which is fabulous.
Sounds good.
Yeah, it is with French butter crust. And that's not vegan, though, but anyway, it's really good. And it's malted chocolate, which makes it even better. And you can't get malted chocolate anymore. Sunspire used to make these malted chocolate chips. They're just absolutely fabulous. And Whole Foods doesn't have bulk anymore, which was so stressful on me. Anyway, I went through a skit recently that was ultra stressful about having an automotive office place a device in my car, and I believe that they did it. And this was a skit that thoroughly tricked me and fooled me, because after my car was there, it's just a little 2002 Honda Civic Coupe, I noticed that I was getting what felt like a mild dues in my car. And then when I got out somewhere, I would get signatured more easily for microwave, as I've been going through a real creepy amount of dues every night, and they like to wake me up for that. And I've gone out to my car, and that last time I did that, it was a disaster. And anyway, I block as well as I can. I've had some good advice on this. But anyway, I heard somebody making references to helping your vehicle or doing something to your vehicle to make it free of stuff like that. Because about, I don't know, back in 2000, the mid-2000s, I took my car to a Dobbs, and I could tell that there was gaslighting in Dobbs because they did this skit about messing with my hubcaps. Anyway, after I took my car to Dobbs, it was obvious that I could get really easily signatured in my car. So if anybody on the call has any advice about that or knows somebody, I would really appreciate their time.
Something similar to that happened to me after I got 4 brand new tires at Costco.
Oh yeah.
I noticed something similar to that, only I get voice to skull, and it seemed like they were able to communicate with me through the car radio. And the more I listen to Sabrina Wallace on Synergy, Sabrina says that there's something that there's a system called vehicle to everything, and that's how they're getting through your vehicle. As long as it's your car has a computer chip, so you could be connected to the vehicle to everything. V2E.
V2E.
V as in Victor, 2E. Vehicle to everything.
Or you mean the Internet of Vehicles? Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
IOV. Whoa, Anthony. I have an announcement to make, by the way. Since it's that time, first we got to play a nice little ditty from our friends at TI Events. And it's the half an hour into the call, of course. And my clumsy fingers will tell you about Alex and Jamie talking about Targeted or TI Events. Check it out on our little break here at TargetedWest.com.
Jamie, being a targeted individual is so isolating. I don't know who to trust or where to turn.
I totally get it, Alex. That's how I felt too, until I found TIEvents.org.
TIEvents.org? What's that?
It's a site that lists everything for TIs. Conference calls, webinars, in-person events, support groups, meetups, and more. There's something happening every day.
Well, that's exactly what I need. Real support from people who understand.
You'll find it all at TIEvents.org. It's been a game changer for me.
TIEvents.org, your one-stop source for all targeted individual events. Visit today and connect with your community.
Anyway, that's TIEvents.org to check out another call maybe right now if we get a little too boring, or maybe if you're watching this recording, you could go on tievents.org and see if there's a call at the moment. There are every day, every afternoon, morning, and night, and some are overnight too. So, yeah, I do that too. I like to listen and relate with people. If I do the call, I like to listen. So it's open mic. What you got to say? Well, I have an announcement to make if you got a moment. Next week is June 1st, and we have an all-new show, new graphics, new everything. It's an interview with a filmmaker. Name is Jason, and he did a movie which is on Tubi, and we're going to have him as a guest next week. And he is a very interesting person, and he, of course, made a film, and here's a short, quick, brief trailer about it. We'll be talking way more about it on June 1st. Here we go with your tease.
What's your emergency?
Okay, listen, I don't know how much time I got left. I'm a reporter, and this company is trying to kill me because I found out about their conspiracy. They said they wanted to fix the city, but it's all Trojan horse. They want full spectrum surveillance. They want to control everything. They'll do anything. I'm talking blackjack break-ins, false flags, assassinations,
sir,
and I'm the only one who can prove it.
Have you been taking any narcotics, sir?
Damn it, I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Are you people listening to me?
Yes, it's Jason, the person who wrote and made that film. He's also in the film. He'll be with us next week, and the film will be talked about in detail, and we'll give you the link then to watch it in detail. That's your tease if you're watching us on your favorite platform.
And what was the name of that?
It is Carousel. It's on Tubi right now if you want to watch. Yeah, check it out.
Thank you.
Tubi. Do you have to pay for those on Tubi?
Tubi's free.
Oh.
So chapter.
You can watch the film ahead of time and then be able to ask him questions when it becomes on June 1st.
So chapter 11B on this bill, it's called Chemical Weapons, Prohibited Activities. Electronic torture can be done in so many ways and action. If these actions are carried out by government employees, they have access to certain technologies and chemicals that are not usually normally available to the public, especially if they are military members acting against a spouse, ex-wife, or ex-husband. They can hire and give these chemicals to other perpetrators to carry out their actions. Electronic torture is very structural, whether it's carried out by nanotechnology, poison sprays, lethal, non-lethal weapons, and electronic devices, and electronic weapon systems. And prohibited activities under Code 229. Boy, somebody knew what they were talking about when they wrote this bill. I'm surprised the federal government's not even talking about this.
That is incredible.
Isn't it? This is an amazing bill. And considering no one ever talks about this in public, and then they push this bill through in Vegas, or Nevada. Well, mostly it's Vegas because it's the largest city in Nevada.
Gotcha.
I'm sorry for my short-term memory. Chris, could you repeat the name of that movie?
The link is in the... there's a link. Tranquility just posted the link for the video right now in the chat room. So you got homework to do.
Thank you. Yeah, I just signed up.
And they're going to have a task force developed specifically for targeted individuals. That's incredible.
Absolutely wild there, Charlie.
I think it's just amazing. I'm surprised I'm surprised our friends at the Pat's call weren't talking about it either.
I'm sure they'll get around to it. They have people that listen to these calls and come report.
All right. I was going to say something yesterday, but
PAX is cool. I don't have a problem with PAX. They're all good.
Yes. I just don't talk on it.
Oh, yeah, Tranquility, there's this call that needs to be muted. It's one of the callers are making a noise. I think we got it, Milkshake. You're welcome. We aim to please your technical support. DJ is in the house to answer your questions and fix problems.
Chapter 50A, Genocide. Genocide, is it? Oh, my God. Perpetrators will demolish properties, vehicles, and homes to get the perpetrators' awareness transversely to the victim. Oftentimes, the group's attackers, criminals, are sadistic in nature and believe in Satanism, satanic rituals, and belong to cult-like organizations and believe the population control is necessary. That's what everyone says on these calls, too. That's pretty
You're
wild.
fading out a little bit again.
Sorry.
That's incredible. Even us studying Satanism. Whoa.
I know. Where's my mic?
Now, is this in the assembly, in the house? Where is this gone in the house, in the part of the estate?
I looked at I'm not too sure. I just clicked on the link and then I just downloaded the.
Gotcha, no worries. Yeah, that starts out in the assembly usually.
Does it?
Could you mute 618-772, please, Tranquility? Thank you. It's 618.
DJ Chris?
Yes, Alan, how are you? Come on in.
Hi, DJ. I just wanted to hear that again. Did they say that there was going to be a TI day, a task force or something? Did I hear that correctly?
There's going to be a task force in Nevada when they pass this bill.
For like TIs or that type of related?
Well, to investigate this type of torture, electronic torture. It's an electronic torture bill. Trying to get past this law.
Oh, that would be wonderful. Oh, okay.
In Nevada.
In Nevada, okay. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for letting me know.
You're welcome. That person, he's in the chat. CHAO. He's the one who found it and put the link in the chat the other day.
Oh.
That was Friday. It was under your call Friday.
Wow, we have a good chat room, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we do.
It's an exclusive to TargetedWest.
I know. I asked him how he found this, but my computer crashed and I don't think he answered. I was just curious how he came about finding this bill.
Yeah, that's interesting. Well, they found it. That's all that matters.
Yeah, I wonder what Anna Toledo thinks about it.
Send her an email. She's accessible.
Is she?
Very much so. Oh yeah, Brian too could move to Nevada. That would cover him there.
And that's where my targeting first started. Is in Vegas.
Did it really in Nevada? Wow.
Yeah, it was the HOA, Homeowners Association. I sent them a letter threatening a lawsuit, to hire an attorney, and the next thing I know, all these cars started showing up across the street from my house. And then I got the security guards gang stalking me. They were driving around in cars. They would sit out in front of my house. They were just criminals, Piccoli Ranch and Summerlin, Vegas.
And you, of course, had lived in the Bay Area before and know about fine living, and then you go to Vegas and you get this weirdo type of behavior.
Yeah, I think there are a lot of criminals in Vegas.
Well, I love Castro Valley. I almost bought a house there, $172,000 on Lake Chabot Boulevard Road.
Oh, really? Oh, really? I rented a small little house in Castro Valley when I worked there. I used to live in Dublin off the 580, 680, and then I lived in Alameda too when I was there. I kind of like Alameda. It was it's a quick commute to work, because I worked at Oakland Airport.
Yes, and I did find that person, Milkshake. I got them muted for sure. They popped up on the top of my screen finally, so I got them. We're good to go. So anyway, you're welcome, Milkshake. Anyway, it's time for the TI Book Club, and we'll do my little ditty that announces it. Well, that sounded like that's going to hurt.
Oh, yeah, I used to go down to Harry Denton's there in the city. You know that place, right?
I do remember that. Here we go.
It's time for the TI Book Club, where every book opens a door to new worlds and shared journeys. Here, we uncover hidden gems, specially selected for TIs, and always within your reach. Be part of a community that reads together, grows together, and sees the world through the same lens. Don't just listen to stories, live them with us. Join now at bookclubs.com/TIBookClub/join, and let's turn the pages of adventure together.
Yes, it's now time for the TI Book Club. This is show number 166. It's the 25th of May, and today's book is by Louis Del Monte, and it's War at the Speed of Light, Directed Energy Weapons and the Future of 21st Century Warfare. I've talked about the Fourth Industrial Revolution many times on this call, and this is one of those topics. Not only are they talking about directed energy weapons, but all sorts of types of them, including lasers, microwaves, EMPs, and such. Anthony's here to talk a little bit about it more. Anthony, how did you like the book?
I loved that book, and I especially loved the author. And one thing I took out of the book is that they're using we're going to be using the whole spectrum of the electromagnetic spectrum of for warfare. And it's not only the battlefield now, it's called the battle space because it's fifth generational warfare where it's now AI oriented. And one final thing is that the space war is going to be using lasers and nothing with like a kinetic round. It's all going to be nothing but energy weaponry. Nothing
That's
with
right.
With a bullet. Mm-hmm.
That's right. They're not going to use bullets. They're not going to use weapons or missiles. They're going to use technology like directed energy weapons, like lasers, as they get into cyberspace too. But they also get into asymmetrical warfare, which includes space. So space is the new frontier for them. And the book mentions Star Trek a lot about phasers and such, which is interesting.
The thought of that is scary.
Isn't it?
Yes.
But directed energy weapons are being used by the military. They're a lot less expensive than conventional weapons. And,
more powerful.
And a lot more directed, and they can go and hit a direct target perfectly. You can go from a swarm of drones to ICBM and knock them out with this technology.
This book was several books back that I've read. Could you refresh my recollection? Is this the one where they will send up a payload up into space and also have like an arm to grab our enemy's satellite and take it into like into a compartment and either.
I didn't read to that part yet, but it sounds like the theme of this book. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, we have that technology also, and so do our near peers.
Right. Yeah. Your NATO and then you've got your foe, your China, Russia, and whomever else wants to fight against us with this war. And you're right, it is AI driven. That's what they want, to keep the people out of it and have it go after people that they program it into it to go after, and places, things. But yeah, it is exactly that. Anyway, the name of the book again is War at the Speed of Light, Directed Energy Weapons and the Future of 21st Century Warfare. We give it an 8. It is by Louis Del Monte. It is on Amazon. You can buy your copy now and join us. We're going to bring this book to the second week, so we're going to have it for 2 weeks. So if you want to read up now and come back after this recording or live if you're here now and join me again, we'll come on the other end next week after our movie debut with Jason.
I got a question, Chris.
And come on in, Deb K.
Actually, it's not a question. I want to alert everyone about this. How many of you are in foreclosure in your house because they tried to get rid of us? They tried to make us lose our homes. And there's ways to get out of it. I almost lost my house. And it was recent. Just this summer, I just had some bad events happen to my house.
Yes, and that, just like the war, Sun Tzu says in the Art of War, to get you financially until you have a push cart down the road. Yes, and Deb K beat them at their game and got relief.
Yep. Let me tell you something. I got behind on my payment on my house. Well, then we made the payment. They wanted me to pay over $2,000 a month for my house. I was paying $998 a month, and it was $7 something, but they raised it because of the cost to raise. All this new stuff that from the last presidency messed it up. So. I could afford it. I could afford the $998, but then after I missed my payment and it went up, I couldn't do it, and it took several months for them to put it in foreclosure. And this month it was going to the what is it called, sheriff's sale. But I found out what to do ahead of time. You can go to an attorney. You can get a Chapter 13 and file Chapter 13, and after that'll take you out of it, and then your payments go back to normal. And my payment is $162 a month to pay back to the bankruptcy, so it's real affordable for me. And I want to warn everybody. I know people that have lost their homes, and now they're homeless. And when I told them you could have filed Chapter 13, they couldn't believe it. I found out through Lutheran something, they help people with, when you're losing your home, and you go to the site and they help you. And they read all the options, what you can do to save your home. And that Chapter 13 was perfect for me. Yeah, so I'm out of the woods. I just want you all to know that you can do that. If I can do it, you can do it. You just have to get all your paperwork together. Plus, I was several months behind, or several years behind on my taxes. And, with this targeting, and then I had an alcoholic boyfriend that really lowered my self-esteem, and it just put me in a different spot, and I didn't care, you know. Okay, so I got one of the people that I work for, this lady, she says, I'm going to refer you to my tax lady. I said, well, I can't afford something real expensive. You know, that lady charged me $70 a year to do all my taxes. They're all done. All my taxes are done. And I had to get all my paperwork. I went out and I bought a box of folders, and I put all the names of everything I had on each folder, and I put all the papers in there. I didn't even know where anything was. My life was a mess, you know. I mean, I'm not perfect, but I don't do drugs. I don't do alcohol.
Yeah, but you also had a sick kitty cat, too, that was stressing you out.
Well, it was, you know, I mean, he didn't really stress me out. I mean, I tried to save his life a lot, you know. And he was old, and my vet tried to get that in my head that I can't save him all the time, you know. And he got really sick because the vet said he had a tumor wrapped around his spine, and he didn't have long to go. But I didn't accept that. I thought I could make that go away. And, you know, he did pass away. He's in heaven right now. But yeah, I don't really have anybody, you know, any family in my life except for my two nieces. They care about me a lot, and but I don't get, you know, like today I tried to get a hold of my niece because I wanted to go out in my yard and do work, but I was scared because the minute I went outside, a car pulled up, and he revved his engine, and all these fumes came at me. Well, I took my blower and I blew them back. I blew them back with my big blower. So they didn't like that, and then all these cars started coming around and trying to do things. I couldn't do my work, you know. And I tried to get a hold of my niece, and she just ignored me. And finally, I called her. I said, "Are you hearing anything? Are you reading anything? I'm texting you because I'm kind of scared. So if anything happens to me, you know, I mean, at least I want you to know that what's going on here, because I'm alone. I have a big, huge backyard, but I wanted to go out in the front and do the yard, you know. But anyway, I ended up not doing it because they sprayed a chemical at me that tried to put me to sleep. So, you know, I'll have to approach it another day. But my main thing was here to tell you, if you know anyone that's losing their home, or if you're losing your home, don't feel bad. Don't feel ashamed. We're all human. And, you know, I worked very hard for this house. I lived here 30 years, and I raised my daughter in it. There were a lot of good times here with my daughter. And, you know, I mean, I have a lot of really good memories, and I love my little house. I love it. I feel safe here, except for now when I go outside, especially in the front yard. It is kind of scary for me because I have perps on each side, and then I have them old, you know what's living across the street from me, and the car wash that they're trying to kill me with their weapons. So I have to be careful. I would like to have someone here with me, but
Debbie, yeah.
Listen,
Why don't you try doing this? You know, find somebody that another TI, and do FaceTime with them, and set your phone up where that it's hanging around your neck, so then you're really not all alone, because you've got two or
Curry, come here.
on FaceTime together.
That's a very good idea. Thank you.
All right, yeah. That way you could be talking to them, and they could be looking at what you're looking at too. You know. I did that with Minnie, and she, I saw all the crazy stuff happening on her, and she made it a lot easier. It made it a lot easier for her, and so yeah, try that. I think it'll help.
Oh, thank you very much. It's a very good idea. I think I will do that. I'll use my big tablet, and then I'll put the camera on that and place that somewhere where they can see everything. But yeah, today, it was very stressful. The whole thing was stressful for me, but I got it now. I'm okay. I succeeded. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted me to lose my house, and it wasn't going to happen. I'm kind of proud of myself. So, does anyone else have problems making their payments on their house?
No, Deb, but I have known several people that have lost their house, like you said, and so I'm proud of you too, honey.
Oh, thank you.
That they've gotten railroaded into different, or gotten just tricked into different things, and so I'm proud that you kept your house for 30 years and that you're staying put. Congratulations.
Thank you. And you can pass the word, tell people that pass it on and announce it on your show too, Laura. If you want me to come on there and talk about it, I will. But
well, I know TIs that have wasted their life savings trying to combat this and that have lost their house in different ways. That was totally unjust and totally criminal. So I will pass it on.
And then there's another TI that I know. She let another TI come and stay with her, and she couldn't get her out of her house. What do you call that when someone comes in your house? Starts with the S. I can't remember now.
Squatting.
Huh?
Squatter.
Yeah, the girl, she had to call the police and then finally go to court to get her out of her house. She was going to take her house. So be very careful in that way, too.
That is true. That is correct. I concur.
Pardon me?
I said I concur. I do know this has happened as well to TI friends of mine. So, yes, be careful.
It takes 3 days for them, and then it's legal. You can't do anything. So, I don't know, this girl really wasn't a TI, so it's scary. It's scary for us. But anyway, I don't want to take up your whole show, but thank you for letting me make that, talk about that, because it helps me. It helps me because, I don't really tell everything to people, but I just don't want it to happen to targeted people anymore. And if you ever want to contact me over it, I can tell you what to do and how to do it. I can help you with that. So that's that. I'm done. I'm gonna try to get my colors.
Thank you, Deb K. And that concludes our book club meeting. We now have 1 minute left of the recording. Thank you for watching on your favorite platform, or listening on Spotify, or watching at archive.org or Rumble now. I appreciate it. Like, subscribe, and comment. And we'll be back next week for a special show with Jason, the filmmaker, making the film Carousel. So that'll be real interesting. So that'll be recorded, of course, next week. And then you can watch it on your platform and enjoy it. Anyway, it ends our call. We're going to turn the recording off and switch to open mic. Thank you for watching.